Sup YouTube, welcome back to another video documenting my journey to Legend. I've never hit Legend before and I'm hoping to do so for the first time this season. If that's something you think you'd be interested in, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. This is it. This is the team that I will be using to possibly hit Legend. I haven't hit Legend yet as of recording this video. I'm closer than I've been. But if you guys are looking to make that final push for Legend or just looking to gain some elo, this is a really strong team. And I'm going to try to break this down, so it's a bit of a longer video. Kick back, relax, grab a snack, or whenever you're watching this, enjoy the toilet, and let's get into these flying toilet battles. So yes, I caved. I'm running the flying toilet, as annoying as it is. It's so solid in this meta. And I'm pairing it up with Reggie and Swampert, and I went on a pretty good run. No 10-0 or anything like that, but it's just a really solid team. And if you can work around some of the hard counters, I think this team allows you to work around some of the hard counters. Sorry, that was really poorly worded. So here's the first really difficult lead and really difficult save swap. I do believe this is a loss, but I do think that there is a lot of play with this team. So clearly countered in the lead, countered in the swap. I do use Swampert, regular Swampert, for the first time on this channel. I've always used Shadow Swampert, and I looked back at all my footage and stuff, and I realized I never used the regular one. So this is the first appearance of regular Swampert. Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a Focus Blast whenever I get to it. Yep. And we're gonna try to farm the Altaria all the way down. Afterwards, we should leave with enough energy loaded to threaten a Focus Blast. And I think here is possibly where I made my first mistake. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay, so the Swampert did swap out pretty much immediately. So they do shield, and now we're up a shield. 2 shields against 1 shield Reggie. This is very possible. I think I lose this because I misplay it. You try to get off your weather balls as fast as possible, because if they get that debuff, which they would have here, you're screwed if you didn't at least put in that much damage. And we get the attack debuff because the attack fell, because why not? And now you're gonna need more than 2 weather balls, I think, or maybe it is still 2 weather balls. But without the debuff, is this another debuff? No, okay, we didn't get the second debuff. Here, I think I possibly needed to attempt to make a catch. Because I don't think I'm gonna outpace. They are like healthy enough where they have enough energy to get to the back-to-backs. And so my only play was trying to catch, but people are, really smart. And I think my other play would have been to farm up as close as I could when I was in the Reggie steal and try to catch the Zap Cannon onto my low health Reggie. And then I would have outpaced the Swampert with all that health. But we lose that lead. It came really close, so it's not like we were super hard countered, even though we were mon for mon, basically. Next match is against a Medi lead, which is terrible, but they're not swapping out, which is great. I go straight for the Earthquake. I don't know if I recommend this play, seeing as you still need 2 moves to KO anyway, so you're probably better off going to the back-to-back Hydros. But if they've got an XL enough Medi, they survive those 2 Hydros. So that's why I went for the Earthquake. And they do manage to farm me down. I think they undercharged that Ice Punch. And I'm going to come back in with the Reggie, since it's so low, and they already showed Psychic. So good for me, because they bring in their own Reggie. And now all I need is to land a Focus Blast on this thing. So I'm going to shield up their move, even if they bait me. I just need... Oh, I guess not. Never mind. Wow, and they do bait me. All right, previous me was thinking the right way. Let's do that. Yeah, don't shield the first move. Typically what I do is I don't shield Reggie. And now I just need him to throw energy. And okay, what the hell am I doing, bro? Okay, I guess I'm going to save the Reggie for whatever reason. I'm going to come in and farm down, and this game is done. They hard swap. Mawile won't get to a play rough, and Ironhead doesn't do enough damage. I outpaced them, and yeah. So we did take that team. We did take that match, and they backed out. Also, let me know if you like the Mons on the right side appearing as I commentate the battles. I've done it for some videos in the past, but it does take a lot more work while I'm editing. And so, if you like it, definitely leave a comment. Like the video if that's something you're into. The Reggie mirror. Horrible. I hate playing this mirror. Like other mirrors, this sucks. Typically, if I don't lose CMP or whatever, I just go straight for the Focus Blast. I did lose CMP there, I believe. And because of that, I assumed that they would think that I was going to try to catch. They farm up all that energy. Their Reggie is all but dead. I'm assuming that there's going to be something to hard counter a Swampert, which is why I bring in Swampert. This is also a mistake. I didn't realize at the time that an Earthquake doesn't completely KO. So 2 Hydros is the play, and I think you outpace before they get to another foul play. So I took that unnecessary damage. There is the Wall Rain. I do manage to make the Earthquake. They also came in pretty quickly, so I didn't think they would be able to catch. And I think this game... Oh my god, wait, I'm acting like this game is done, but I don't think it's done. They're gonna come in and snipe. And because of that snipe, I should have caught. I should have caught on the Reggie. That was one of my few plays. And then they freaking bait with a Focus Blast, which was insane. I do outpace here, but I think this was a CMP, and because of that, I think we lose. Yeah. Yeah, if I hadn't... I lost track of energy. It's really difficult to keep track of energy on Reggie. I barely make it to that... barely don't make it to that Focus Blast, so... they still had the Wall Rain in the back, I believe. Now, Sableye. The Pokemon that has dominated this entire meta. It's in every single goddamn team, except for this one, which is why I'm sort of pleased that I'm using it. Or not using it. What do I do against the Sableye? I stay in. I force them to shield against the Reggie. Honestly, they don't really have to shield, but they always do because, I don't know, people love their Sableyes. Here we get both shields, and then I let Reggie go down. I've gotten a debuff, so I'm perfectly okay with coming in with, I believe, Pelipper. Yeah. I'm going to come in with Pelipper. They're going to look to, I guess, catch the Weather Ball. I'm going to overfarm. They store all that energy, which is typically what they do, so that they can reset those debuffs and hit harder. And here, yeah, I think I'm going to shield, and I am going to overfarm a bit. Go for a Weather Ball just before they reach their next Sky attack. And what comes in? I believe it's a Reggie. Oh no, it's a Deoxys. I sort of expected a Reggie, but I have all that energy loaded on the Pelipper, which is great. I assumed... Okay, this one does. I assumed they would go straight Psycho Boost. And here's a fun fact. My Swampert wins CMP. Let's go, baby. Because the IVs aren't that great, I guess. Even though it is a pretty good ranked Swampert, I win CMP against some Sableyes, not all of them. And all I needed to do was put this into Weather Ball range, so it didn't matter how much energy they stored, and we were able to take that match. GG's. I was really pleased with that. Another Sableye lead, because this is all I was seeing, especially today when I was doing my battles. All I was seeing was Sableye. So we play it out pretty much the same. The reason I'm including another Sableye lead is because the teams aren't always Altaria and Reggie. Also, if they bring an Altaria into your Pelipper, stay in. It's most likely a Reggie in the back. And you do pretty solid in that matchup up a shield. Okay, so we do go for the second Zap Cannon. They shield, again, 2 shields down. I'm just gonna let them farm me down. This is where IVs matter. If my IVs on my Reggie weren't shit, I would have reached another move. I would have forced them to throw. They're down 2 shields. I don't have to shield. I'm gonna try to CMP, I believe, or maybe I did one before. I didn't want to take too much Icicle Powder Snow damage. And then what do they come in with? The Steel. So I store up a Weather Ball. I didn't know at the time that I lose CMP to Sableye, so perhaps that wasn't the best. And I do shield this just on the off chance that they did go for the Focus Blast. So at least I'm still out of foul play range. And they have to return me. And I was just calling a bait. And they did go for the foul play bait. And again, we CMP, or they backed out of the match. But yeah, they're all really, really close leads. A horrible lead, swapping a Swampert. They don't have an immediate response, which is great. I did full send the Earthquake one time and it got shielded, so I was traumatized. So now I just go for the Hydro Cannon. 2 Hydro Cannons plus all the Mud Shots is enough. I do full send the Earthquake here. Clearly I haven't learned my lesson. Sometimes this is the play. Because they won't, I don't think, especially with the lead I had, I don't think they outpace you to a return. And look at my IVs coming in clutch. You love to see it. Oh, man. So I'm still down a shield, but I one swap. And now I have the Pelly for this. I'm going to CMP on their their Blizzard. And I'm going to see what they want to do. And then because this is the Blizzard, I'm like, you know what? I might as well shield. What do they have in the back? But another Ghost. And full disclosure, we lose this match because I didn't know what to do against the Dusclops. I was like, oh, I need to chip it. One, I should have either full sent the Hurricane and then came in with Reginald. But because I stay in way too long, I lost track of energy. And then we catch a Poltergeist. I know it's Poltergeist, but I like calling it Poltergeist. And now we're... No, not a chance in hell. We're going to outpace. I throw before they get to the Poltergeist. But it doesn't matter how much energy we had. Maybe... Right? I obviously made a mistake. I should have swapped out immediately. But maybe if I had just farmed them down somehow, which was going to be nigh impossible, we could have had some play. But yeah, my big mistake was not swapping out. So if you see that double Ghost team, swap out. Another Sableye lead. Again. This is probably a different team, which is why it's here. There is one double team that I didn't realize until after I was done editing, but the person did play it differently. So again, this is playing out like most other matchups. If you're still watching this far into the video, this video is going to be a bit of a doozy. And I'm doing this mostly because I hope that it can help somebody climb further. Learn from my mistakes. We yo-yoed up and down with this team for a while before I finally kind of got the kinks out of it. Sableye, Mawile, save swap somehow. What do you think is in the back? You think it's possibly double steal? Because I think it's double steal. So somehow they're running pup. I don't know. This madman is insane. I farm to just before what I believe would be the play rough. We take them out. What do they bring in? Please show me the Reginald. Ha! There's the Reginald. I threw this. I don't really know why. And I think I'm just going to force him to dump energy. Oh, man. Am I going to catch? Okay. So we catch the Zap Cannon, which is pretty cool. Oh, so they got the attack fell. And because they got the attack fell, and I didn't realize it at the time, I go for the back-to-back Hydros. Because I was like, oh, Hydro KOs from this range. No, they got the freaking debuff. And I wasn't aware. But I think all I need to do is get this into Hydro range. I didn't know if I would outpace to an Earthquake, and I didn't want to take the chance. And so now I'm just going to combo them because the mud shots do more, and they are going to have to dump their energy on the Pelipper. And they notice that, and so they can see the match. Next lead. Why am I not surprised? Another Sableye lead. We're going to play this out exactly the same way. So while this is going on, I'll leave the Discord link down below if you want to join the Discord. The community is growing every day. I'm really appreciative of everybody that has joined. Some people are more chatty than others. Some people are just there, you know, in the back lurking, and I respect that too. But for those people that are always engaged and, you know, keeping it alive, I appreciate all of you. You know who you are. So here I make a mistake. I do what I said I wouldn't do. Because they didn't shield that second one, I panicked. And now your weakness is costing the lives of 3 others. And lucky for me, they bring in the Pelipper. So now I need to shield. I know these are Weather Balls, but my Reggie is dead. And Pelipper is all I have. So I need to shield and outpace to this Hurricane, which I think we're going to do. Or this was a CMP. My Pelipper also doesn't have the greatest IV, so I do win a lot of CMPs. But I needed to do that, and there's a Medi in the back. And let's see what I do here. I forget if I full send the Earthquake, which will not KO. And I throw just before they reach an Ice Punch, I believe, because I didn't want to. Okay, they're going to keep farming up. But I do think they are going to have to throw. Yeah, they have to throw because I will take them out. If this is an Ice Punch, does KO. And now I think I need to hope that Pelipper can put in the work. Can it? And we simul KO, but we got the Reggie, so we take that win. So, I don't know, maybe a bit of a misplay. I think I should have stayed in, let them farm me down and do the same play. But who knows? They would have come in with the Pelipper, right? Pelipper onto Pelipper, but up energy and up a shield. I could have gone straight for the Hurricane and not had to tango with with Pelly. They do make an amazing catch. Again, this Reginald lead, which I hate. But this puts them into Hurricane range. And I can survive a Sky Attack. And Pelipper's job is against the Registeel. I didn't think this would be a double flyer strat. Pelipper and Reggie pair really well. So I assume that would be their Pelipper, right? The Altaria. And now I'm just going to hope that there's a Sableye in the back and 2 shielded Swampert should be able to put in the work against Sableye. And let's see, what do I do? Do I come back in with Reginald? I don't. Oh, what I attempted to do there was I was going to bring the Swampert in and then sack the Reggie. But I was way too slow. So here I built to the back-to-back foul plays and we catch the first foul play. And I think that's what wins me the game. I win CMPs on a lot of these Sableyes, not everyone. Full send the Earthquake, not expecting, well, I mean, just kind of gambling, honestly. I'm not really a gambling man, but it paid off there. And here I'm gambling again. I rarely bait. I rarely ever bait because it doesn't typically go well for me. But we do manage to take that game, which was pretty dicey. Especially with that really nice catch. Walrein, you would think this is a great lead, but I panic. After looking at the Sims, Swampert wins every shield scenario except the zeros if they go straight for the return. So I think my play going forward, if they safe swap Sableye, is to go in with Swampert, not with Pelipper. And I go in with Pelipper because I wasn't too sure what to do. I also didn't realize that I lost CMP. So had I not misplayed this mid game, I would have taken out the Sableye. I would still have 2 shields. I could possibly outpace this Walrein before they farm me down to another. Yeah, I could have definitely outpaced. So I misplayed this mid game a lot. They're probably going to shield. They don't shield. And I'm going to force them to dump an Earthquake onto my Reggie because I figure Swampert has a lot of play in the back. A lot of Walrein's bait, but I'm just whatever. I'm letting them go. And they're not swapping out. I let this go because it won't KO. But what do they have in the back? But a Daddy Cash. Ah, the Daddy was Cash. So, had I had that second shield, we could have taken that game. But yeah, that was a misplay on my part. Just not knowing the matchups, but a very winnable game. Again, Sableye. I used to CMP with them if they built up to 8 because you lose CMP, but you do CMP. But I figured I'd go for the 1 extra. So now they're at 3 Shadow Claws. You know, I'm keeping track. I'm counting. And I believe I can go straight for... Yeah, I can go for the Focus Blast because they let it through. And I'm going to force them to make a decision. They let it go. And then they bring in the Walrein. I know the sprite or the image isn't a shiny, but you get the point. It's a Walrein. And I'm going to bring in Pelipper because I think it'll fare better against Walrein. And depending on what they do, will inform me, we CMP, will inform me as to what I want to do. They shield. And I'm like, okay, 2 shielded Swamp? Is that a play? I swap out immediately. They're not swapping, which is beautiful. And because they don't swap, and I think they built up to the Earthquake, I do shield. And now I'm gonna go for my own Earthquake. I don't think I waited to see if they would catch. But now because they double shielded, now I know that I can shield this. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I CMP. No, okay, I didn't. I maybe lost track of energy, but I just wanted to get these off as soon as possible. And in comes Reginald. And I know because this is my 7th cycle that I outpaced any move. Which is why I stay in. They see that it's... I was about to swap into Pelipper just to... You know, the mud shots do more damage, but I'm glad I didn't. Another ice cream cone mirror. I hate this thing. Somebody called it a light bulb. I like that more. It really does look like a steel light bulb. Looks very bulbous. Typically what I do is I don't shield. I just, you know, I'm fully sacking the Reggie. I'm hoping that if I can at least land one of these, Pelipper will have a lot of play because there's Reggie in the lead. And this is exactly what I need. I'm going to let this go down. I'm going to come in with my own Pelipper. It's likely a Pelipper in the back, and I'm hoping that's what they bring in. Because no Sableye wants to eat a Hurricane. And I'm hoping I can farm this down, which we do just before they reach another move. What do they bring in? An Altaria. So, not Pelipper, but still a flyer, and still good to see it not on my Swampert. They do shield, and because they do, I am going to shield the Sky Attack. I don't know what's in the back. I was sort of assuming it might be a Medicham. I maybe could have overfarmed a little, but I didn't want to leave myself in like Shadow Claw down range, and now I swap it immediately. I can tank this Sky Attack, and I'm gonna take this thing out. Oh, I guess they do swap out. And here you see me again, going for the damn Earthquakes. Go for the back-to-back Hydros. Earthquake doesn't KO. Yes, it leaves it in mud shot down range. Because I realized my mistake, I'm like, all right, I need to bank on Pelipper to farm this thing down. We have the Weather Ball loaded. I just wanted to make sure that Altaria was in Weather Ball range, which it clearly was. I'd forgotten, considering so much going on in my head. But yeah, definitely go back-to-back Hydros to take out the Sableye. Don't go for the Earthquake. Another horrible lead. Can we come back from this Swampert? They bring in Muriel, the Cowardly Walrus, and I full send the Earthquake, and they full send the Shield. Fuck them. I'm gonna let this go. Whatever. And I'm gonna try to CMP on this Earthquake. And I don't, because my opponent... Everybody up in this elo is like much smarter than you are. But, haha! Ivy's coming in clutch. And they have to shield. So now they're down 2 shields against Reginald. But this isn't victory just yet. I make a big mistake here. I correctly shield the Earthquake, but now in hindsight, this is my mistake. I try to catch the Earthquake, and what I should have done was do what I was thinking about doing initially, which was sacking Reginald. Sacking the Registeel, getting off that Focus Blast, which I would have needed, and then 2 shields up, Pelipper dominates Registeel. I believe I make another mistake here. No, okay, no. This isn't the one. But yeah, now I'm only 1 shield up. I don't get the fell, the attack fell, and I don't make a catch. Like, or at least I think I'm not gonna make a catch. I needed. Oh wow, what the hell? What the hell am I smoking? Do we win this? Holy shit, I think we win this. Okay, but that's not the play. The play was sack Reggie, get off the Focus Blast, put the Swampert in that range. They can't throw. And we outpaced the Focus Blast, and we have a Weather Ball loaded just in case they did farm us down. And we take that game. Yo, look at me talking shit. That was mad funny. So these are most of the battles that I did yesterday. There were some Zangoose leads which were tricky that I didn't showcase here. I might showcase them tomorrow. But we did end up going up to 2905. Again, I dropped down to 2850. So I climbed overall 50 points. Just kind of playing this team around, kind of figuring out how to play certain matchups. And I'm hoping that if you've stuck out this far, if you've made it this far into the video, if you watched the whole thing, leave a comment. I don't know what you can leave. Leave a thumbs up emoji, and I'll know you made it this far. I'll know the real MVPs. But my hope is that you guys can use this team in the last 2 days that we have left to make that final push for whatever elo you're trying to reach, whatever rank you're trying to reach. And if you want to see more content like this, definitely consider subscribing and leave a like if you liked the video. This was a lot more difficult to make, so I'd really appreciate it. I'll catch you in that next video. Peace.